Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and everything in between. Welcome back to GEEXX Watch. And today I want to talk about Emmet Otters Jug Band Christmas, an image which you will see here. Being it's December, as we talk about at least one um, holiday movie during a holiday. Sorry. So, Emmet Otters Jug Band Christmas. As you know, it's on VHS. We'll talk about that in a minute. So the story of Emmet Otter's Jug Band Christmas. It stars Emmet, a young otter, and his mother, who is a widow. Their father died some time back. They are poor otters living in a river community. They are very poor. Emmet does odd jobs around town, fixing things, doing chores and stuff like that for whatever small change he can get. His mother does laundry for some of the local people, some local wealthier families, and they get by as best they can. Emmet's got a friend who's a porcupine, another friend who I think is a beaver. Anyway, they're struggling financially, and there's a local talent show that's announced at the local hotel, and it's a music contest or a talent show where the winner gets a certain chunk of money, and Emmet and his mother enter separately, hoping to get money to buy the other one. Emmet wants to buy his mother some stuff, and his mother wants to buy Emmet some stuff. So they enter separately to the contest to try and win the money for each other, and they have to make sacrifices to do it. So this is basically a retelling of The Gift of the Magi. It's a classic Christmas tale where, again, a husband and wife, not just a husband and wife, anyway, a man and a woman basically give up things that are important to them to try and help out their loved one. And it's very cute and wholesome. This is a Christmas staple in our house. We watch, like we have probably between Blu-rays, DVDs, and VHS cassettes, we've probably got around 12.5 Christmas movies sitting, out in the cabinet where the TV is that, like I said, we watch every year. And several of them are Jim Henson productions. Jim Henson directed this. The screenplay was written by Jerry Joel. It was based on a children's book that came out in 1971. This was actually made in 1977, a long time ago. And it was actually filmed and released initially in Canada in, I think, 1977. Senior it was filmed, but it didn't come out in the US until 1978. Jim Henson said that this was actually the first film where they used certain sets on stilts, high-rise stilts. Most of the other sets that they had used previously were more chest high or something like that, where the performers could walk around, and the set pieces they didn't actually build like sets and stuff that they could poke their hands through. This was actually an elevated set where they could get underneath it, and it was a massive set. They could do wide angle shots. They could take pieces in and out of it to get the performers in and out of this, to work on the sets and stuff. So this is the first time using those complicated sets they became known for later. And the film was critically well received. I think Nickelodeon did some kind of special release for it. The film has some opening narrations by Kermit the Frog and some closing narrations by Kermit the Frog. However, when Disney acquired the Muppets, because Kermit the Frog is part of Sesame Street, the Children's Television Workshop, he's one of their characters. Not technically, he's one of those characters that's kind of dual purpose, both Muppets and Children's Television Workshop. Kermit was removed from the DVD releases that came out after Disney acquired it, which is one of the reasons I still have the VHS tape, because this was done in 1996, and Disney acquired Henson. When did Disney acquire Henson? I'm not sure. I'm not sure, because, well, these were already out. I think when the cassette tapes still have Kermit on them. The the DVDs do not. I think when the re-release came out, they added something back in. I'm not sure, because Kermit also makes an appearance at the end of the film. It's only a 1 hour special TV special. Well, without commercials, it's on 41 minutes, I think. So I know that they added Kermit back in for something. I don't know if it's his narration or just his appearance in the film. They may have put the scene back in, but they cut out his narration. So, yeah, one of the bad things about Disney acquiring the Muppets, one of the many bad things in my opinion. What are you going to do? The music was written by Paul Williams, who actually did a lot of collaborations with the Muppets to write music for them. And as a kid growing up, in the 70s and so on, Paul Williams was actually a staple on television, and he was well known as a songwriter for lots of things. It's not uncommon to see him. He was a frequent collaborator with the Muppets, with Jim Henson Company. I don't think I have anything else to say about this film, other than it's a cute, wholesome family film. If you haven't watched it, if you have kids, I think it's still relevant. I mean, there's no cell phones or anything, but it's a simple story. It's very wholesome. It teaches a mess. It has a message that's good for kids. I'm a fan of the Muppets. I watch this, like I said, every year. I watch as much Jim Henson stuff as I can. If you're a fan of the Muppets like I am, I recommend going on YouTube and trying to find the bloopers from Emmet, Otters, Jug Band Christmas. The reason for that is because one of the things I always love about finding Muppets bloopers is that the actors stay in character. So, when there's Emmet and his mother, and something goes wrong on the set, the actors stay in character. The Muppets do the bloopers as the Muppets, not, you don't see, Steve White's head pop up and start talking. No, it's the Muppet. Jim Henson, Frank Oz, it's not Steve White, Steve Whitmire, all the other Muppet performers. They stay in character. They don't come into screen. They have the Muppets themselves do the, so to me, that's why they're hilarious, is to watch the Muppets do the bloopers, not the actors themselves. The fact that they stay in character as the bloopers are rolling makes it fun for me. So, as always, thanks for watching. As always, my stuff is crap. And until next time, good hunting.